Good morning to all. Welcome to the fourth online class. In this class, we are going to learn about the chapter 5 parts of a sentence. Parts of a sentence. When we write or speak something, we choose a noun first of all. Then we choose a doing word to suit that noun. The noun acts as the door of the action which the doing word describes. So, there are two main parts or words in a sentence. Door of the action which is called the subject, action or doing word which is called the verb. Door of the action which is called the subject of a sentence. The action or doing word which is called the verb is also known as predicate. A sentence has two main parts. One part centers around the subject and the other centers around the verb. The part linked with the subject is called the subject, while the part linked with the verb is called the predicate. The part linked with the subject is called the subject, while the part linked with the verb is called the predicate. See the examples, all of you. Geeta played carom all day. The cackling of geese saved Rome. This is the two examples given there. Geeta played carom all day. The cackling of geese saved Rome. See that in the first sentence, Geeta is the door of the action. So it is the subject. In sentence 2, the cackling of geese is the subject. So the cackling of geese is the subject or a predicate of that sentence. This is the rule that we need to study to find the subject and predicate in a sentence. The subject of a sentence is the word or word group that does an action or about which something is said. Note that the subject of a sentence is the word or word group that does an action or about which something is said. According to this rule base only we are finding the subject of a sentence. Move to the second one, predicate. Move to the second one, predicate. In sentence 1, Geeta played carom all day. We already find that Geeta is the subject of that sentence. Then remaining is played carom all day. Shows an action, played carom all day. So it is considered as the predicate. Then the second one, the cackling of geese saved Rome. We already find that the cackling of geese is considered as the subject. So saved Rome is the predicate. Not the rule, all of you. The predicate of a sentence is the word or word group that says something about the subject or expresses the action done by the subject. Note that how we can find the predicate. A predicate of a sentence is the word or word group, word or a word of groups that says something about the subject, or expresses the action done by the subject, See the remember the examples, all of you. Geeta played carom all day. In that sentence, Geeta is the subject. What is Geeta doing? That Geeta is played carom all day. That played carom all day shows or expresses the action done by the subject. Remember that examples, all of you. The word group that says something about the subject or express the action done by the subject. So that is the way we need to find the subject and predicate of a sentence. There are certain things we need to remember. A sentence has two main parts. We already learned that a sentence has two main parts. the subject and the predicate. The subject and the predicate. A subject of a sentence is the word or a word group that does an action or about which something is said. Third one, the predicate is the predicate of a sentence is a word or word group that says something about the subject or expresses the action done by the subject. Move to the homework. Find the subject and predicate in each sentences. Find the subject and predicate in each sentences. Sheila has very good memory. Second, bad habits grow unconsciously. Third, the early bird catches the worm. Fourth, he was very kind to the poor. Fifth, Akbar was the greatest Mughal emperor. In these sentences, you may find the subject and predicates. Write the subject of each blank. Write the subject of each blank. Second, the dash revolves around the sun. Second, a dash smells very sweet. Fourth, the dash twinkle in the sky. Fourth, the dash lie in the north of India. Write the subject in each blank. Write a verb for each blank. We dash Deepavali all over India. A donkey dash heavy loads. Third one, horses dash tongues and buggies for us. Fourth one, cleanliness dash next to good lines. This is the examples. This is the homework that I am given. You may do it without mistake as far as possible. And what we learned today, we learned a sentence. A sentence has two main parts, the subject and the predicate. And what is subject? A subject is a word or word group that does an action or about which something is said. Third one, what is predicate? A predicate is a word or a group of words that says something about the subject or expresses the action done by the subject. Keep it in your mind, these three important notes, and do the homeworks without mistakes as far as possible. That much only today.